Origin Stories. I'm RD.
I'm Parrot.
We're telling stories behind the digital art revolution.
Each week we interview top artists
and live stream with the community.
Let's go. Today is tomorrow's origin story. We're back.
Deja vu, but we brought someone really special.
Hey.
What's up, Nate?
Guys?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I realized, by the way, that when I just said, hey, Nate, or what's up, Nate, it could kind of apply to either of you. This is the first time we've ever had two Nates on the same screen.
There you go. Love it.
I'm friends with some Nates in real life too, but no one really calls me Nate, so it's very easy to furrow.
Nice. That works then. Yeah, I've got a Nathan mate as well. Shout out if he's watching, but he's more of a Nathan and I'm a Nate, so we're good.
Good to go. I'm trying to think records wise. Nate, I think you're the second return. So I think you did it Origin Story interview and then back for a live stream. Yeah. Oh, and it was the same way actually for Fred, for Fuck Render. He did the first ever Origin Story interview and then came in for a live stream after. So I think you're the second ever repeat attendee.
Love it. That's cool. I love that.
And let's see. So just to frame this up for people, we were here this morning. We witnessed history today. And maybe Nate, before we get into things and before we get into the excitement you have around the corner on Monday, we want to hear all about it, what we can expect. Maybe, I don't know, who knows? Maybe you'll honor us with a secret or two. We'll get to that. We'll get to that a little bit later. But what do you think of what occurred this morning? Well, in EST and PST this morning with people at Christie's. What's your interpretation?
Yeah, well, it's just 8 a.m. here. I'm in Melbourne, so I woke up to all of the news, so Twitter exploding and the like, and yeah, it's just wild. Like it's such an explosion at the moment, bringing this digital art into the world this way, and that's extremely mainstream now, obviously, because it's through Christie's. So I still staggered at the number. I don't know I can't remember what the predictions were beforehand, but it just went bananas at the end. And yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It's well deserved because, as we all know, with Mike, with people, he's put the work in. There's such a catalog there, so there's nothing but respect, and I think it's worthy. So it's awesome.
Yeah, that about sums it up, man. Yeah, indisputable work ethic, that guy.
Yeah, and he's just like the proof's there, so you can't argue with that. It's amazing what he's done and what he continues to do, and he's paving the way. So it's really exciting times.
Definitely, man. Yeah. Riley in the comments, that blap. Hi, y'all. Brandon Kang, what's up, guys? Sorry I'm late. Tuning in for a little now. What's up? Tourist 27. Ask RD what his prediction was. What a uniquely historic day and time. What was your prediction, Roger?
Man, thanks for shouting that out. My prediction was $69 million.
Boom. Right on the money.
Love that.
Yeah,
right on the money.
It was fun. It was fun to see that happen. It really, really was. But more so, I mean, like the spirit behind that was, I keep saying this, just how incredibly fitting, knowing Beeple and knowing how he puts himself out there and some of the stuff that he likes to laugh about and joke about, right? Just seeing around the globe, local news stations have to quote that price. You just can't make it up. Like, we're living in a simulation that is where it ended, It
makes it that much better.
Yeah. I guess technically we would have been living in a simulation if it ended at 69,420, right? But someone really did goof on that closing bid.
We were damn close.
Freight Train's back. What's up, guys? Love Nate Hill.
Oh,
Tim is here. Your collaborator.
Hey,
Tim is here. You're a legend, Nate. What's going on?
Tim's the legend. This is good.
By the way, piece of news to get out of the way. Parrot, maybe we can. Sorry, Nate. We're gonna step on your toes just for 1 second. But we got it's something that we've been meaning to do for a minute here. And we just got to tell the people, especially Brandon Kang, we see you in the comments. We know you are part of this. I believe Riley as well. Maybe Tourist and Freight Train too. But anyway, Parrot, take it away.
All right. The first iteration of the Arty Darty art pieces that everyone got for showing up to the Rare Boards and Rare Rooms tournament we had the other week, they have been minted on OpenSea. And it's a slow process because we're doing it all by hand today. But it's the first few have been sent out. And should we preview what they look like to everyone?
Do it. Don't crash your Chrome, though.
Always a risk, but if it's sharing art, I'll crash my Chrome every time.
That's good. I like it.
All right, here we are. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey.
Origin Stories. The first official Origin Stories NFT right here.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Designed by the man himself, Parrotism.
Yes, sir.
That's really cool. Love the colors, man.
Thank you. So the first bit of those are going out to the people. And if you were one of the people that were playing darts with us the other week, or if you've been on Origin Stories, expect one in your wallet in the next 24 hours or so.
Yes.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to get that out to the people.
And couple shouts. I think Parrot, the first couple that sent out, John Paris is going to get one. He was the first wallet in. Patrick James, Crypto Beverage, shout out Crypto Beverage. He is right on John's heels. I know both of those have been sent, right? Both of those are in the works.
Yep. B. Watson has been sent. Mr. Snail Express has been sent.
Ooh, what's up, Snail?
Yep. And many more to come.
Many more to come. Brandon, we see you. Brandon, you are part of the first batch of 10, so you should be coming up very, very, very soon, my friend.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for being patient about that too. We wanted to make sure we did everything right and it wasn't rushed. Gotta give the goods to the people.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of goods to the people today, Odious, 2 in 1 day. Am I dreaming? Odious, we are here for the second live stream. It is true. And you, Odious, are also part of this list that we speak of that is receiving an NFT.
Yes.
And Nate Hill, you're on that list too, by the way.
Yes.
We made a decision that every artist who has graced us with his or her presence on Origin Stories as either an interview or a live stream is going to receive the Genesis NFT as well for being part of it. Nate, I don't know. Do we have to send you 2 now?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Maybe. No, that's an honor. That genuinely is an honor. I'm so stoked with that. So thank you so much.
Yeah, the first NFT from Origin Stories.
Yeah.
It's been something me and Roger have been talking about since the inception of this podcast too. We were like, how do we, obviously this is a podcast about NFTs, about NFTs and artists and all of that. How do we give NFTs to people through this, and how do we incorporate that? So this is the first of many in our life as a podcast.
Yep,
love it, and it's glorious. So I'm very stoked.
Sweet.
Thanks, man. And, all right, so this is the grand segue. We have today Odious. Odious, thank you so much. And I am picturing this in your voice, by the way. But Odious has this to say: Nate Hill upcoming drop. I'm excited. Missed out on the first, but I'm here for the second, no doubt. So with that said, in Odious's pristine voice, that meditative, I don't even know what to call it. It's brilliant. That should be an NFT. Odious, can you tokenize your voice as an NFT, please? The Freight Train says Odious has the best radio voice. Could not agree more.
I need like a Odious soundboard app on my phone.
Oh, how good. Yeah.
It would be so great.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
beep, beep, beep.
I hope the wheels are turning for that man right now. But let's use that segue.
Let's get a special edition intro to Origin Stories too. I mean, come on.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has to happen. It has to happen.
Oh, Odious, you know what you should do? Odious says voice note NFTs. I'm going to be the pioneer. On that note, you know how Mark Cuban just did the NFT? Like if you're one of the, I forget, was it 10 or 20 or 30? if you buy it, then you can ask me to record any video for you.
I
As
remember
long
that.
and he's like, LOL, just don't be too ridiculous with it.
Yep.
But Odious, I mean,
Not
like,
bad. Yeah.
my voice to record, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, I love that. Well, it's an honor too that Odious is excited about my drop, because I'm a massive fan of your work, Odious. So thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's coming up on Monday. I'm Nifty, obviously, and I can share some details if you like. What would you like to know?
Well, I mean, this is origin stories, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the origin story of the concept for your upcoming drop.
I can definitely do that. I shared a little bit about it in a thread. I think it was yesterday morning, my time. But so the drop is called Getaway, and it's another series of my twisted landscapes that I make. So they start out as my landscape photography. For those who haven't seen my origin story, I started out as a photographer and sort of migrated my way into digital art and manipulating photos and the like. So it's another series of those. These were made at a time, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring the mood down just a little bit for a minute. They were made at a time, a really tough time in my life, with a couple of very close family members going through some really, really tough stuff. So one was my dad, who was fighting cancer, and the other, I'll remain anonymous, but fighting something really tough as well in their life. And yeah, so I escape through my art, basically, a little bit. And it's not only something that I do to express myself and my creativity, but it's something that I can just sort of dive into, and it's like another place for me. So I kind of, as I was making these at that time in my family's life, it sort of occurred to me that I was creating like an alternate reality, like another place that you could go where perhaps the rules are different, like gravity works differently, and there might not be any suffering or any pain. It's like a tranquil place, like somewhere that you can go where you don't have to think about what's going on in this place. So although it sort of was born in a really kind of somber, difficult place, I actually still look at these pieces, and part of the putting them out there for me was also attaching them to messages of like hope, or trying to be strong as well, or trying to sort of convey something where this is a different place where things could be better, if you like. So I kind of still, I don't look at these pieces in a way where it's too somber. I look at them in a way where perhaps there's some hope that there's this different place, if you like. So that's a little bit of the backstory behind them. They're special pieces to me, made more special now that I just wrote and recorded a soundtrack for 5 of the pieces that are dropping. And I did that with a great friend of mine who is a bit of a legend in the Australian music industry. His name's Peter Bowman. He goes by the name Reggie. And yeah, so I went into his studio and we bashed out some songs. I'm a drummer, so it was good to get back on the kit in the studio. I haven't done that for a while. So the soundtracks are really special to me as well, because I got to do that with a great friend and create something to accompany these pieces. So there's going to be 7 pieces. Yeah, I think that's right. 7 pieces. 5 will have soundtracks. The 5 that have soundtracks, of the 5, 3 of them are going to come with prints, a physical print that has an augmented reality aspect to it. And you're the first people that I've told publicly that that's happening. So that's another thing.
That's you are dropping secrets today. I was going to try to pry one out of you, but
yeah, no, there you go. It's happening. It's happening. So I'll share more about that later on today on Twitter and the like. But yeah, wanted to let you guys know that I'm really, really excited about that. I've got test prints that I've been checking out with the augmented reality, and that's come up so great. I'm so very, very pleased with how it's all coming together.
Awesome, man. That was such a great story of everything. I think I feel like I know so much more about this drop now,
Oh,
and I love that. It's how much meaning the work has. I think that's so important for. I don't know. It's just made me connect with it more.
Oh, that's nice to know. Yeah, and that's my hope. Like, as I said, it comes from a sort of a somber place, but my hope is that people can look at the landscapes and like just see that that's somewhere tranquil or somewhere, that you could go where things could be different. So like, I would love it if people can connect with that. I feel like it's something that I was chatting to a friend the other day. I feel like it's something that people could relate to, even if it's not those exact circumstances. But with the way the world is and people being locked in and the like, there's situations that you wish you could change and be somewhere else. So I feel like it's something that's relatable, for a lot of different reasons, not just what I've outlined there.
I just want to give a quick shout out. Hearing that story, it hits home, and it's calling it the getaway and finding a way to put your own stamp on that. Obviously going through a tough time with some close ones and expressing that, right? Expressing that in really any way, shape, or form. Just being, I don't know, I as not an artist, but someone who very much appreciates creativity and artistry, just putting yourself on the line, putting your emotions out there and in interpreting them for everybody. And I'm sure a lot of other people are going to find something in there and in that resonates. How could you not? So just a moment to shout yourself and a few others recently who have hit the radar, like Justin Maller comes to mind. He's an Origin Story interview tomorrow, but he had a very, very, very deeply meaningful drop on Nifty not too long ago. Bill Ellis. Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention that too, because that one actually really, really personally hit me, that drop from Justin. Mm-hmm. And I've known him just through social media for a while, and I had to message him about that. I had to have a piece as well, so I collected something from that collection. That was a really huge one for me. Like that was a special drop, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. And then the other one to shout out is Bill Ellis. For the trailers are out, but just the richness of the trailer, you can you have that visual of what to expect for the drop date.
That was another one that hit me recently too. I had chills with that trailer.
Chills.
Yeah.
So
that was amazing. And Euphoria as well. I think
good one. Very, very good one. Yep.
So his drop was another one that I really connected with, and it's that it's that being vulnerable and putting yourself out there through your art. I think it's amazing and it's brave sometimes. I'm not saying that about myself. I'm talking about the people we've just listed, but but it's also cathartic, I think, as well. That's the thing. Like as an artist, you want to. I think you want to be able to pour yourself into what you're doing and give it meaning, and there's some sort of letting go in that a little bit. So just putting it outside of yourself and sharing it, I think, it can be brave and you can be nervous doing it, but like I think there's something really, really nice about it for you personally as well. And then if people connect to it, that takes it to another level.
Yep,
definitely, man.
We got some comments in here. I guess we got some love for Nate going on.
Oh, it's so nice.
Let's see. We got
James. I see you, James. James is a legend. I love that guy.
Go, Nate. Go for it, man. You see the comments. Get in there.
Yeah. Shout out to James. He's someone again that I've connected with through social media for a long time, and just recently I was fortunate enough to help him out and get him into the NFT space. So he goes by the tag Gentleman Bronco, or the Gentleman Bronco, if people want to.
That's Gentleman Bronco.
Yeah, that's James.
Oh man, I didn't put two and two together. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So, and I love his work, have for a very, very long time. and was honoured to be able to collaborate with him, bring him into the space. He's dropping stuff on Foundation now, so it's really exciting for him. Everyone go check out his work, please.
Yes. And then, Nate, you see the question from Stories YT. Hi, Nate, longtime admirer. But should I stop listening to Oasis as I've turned into a doppelganger of one of the raging and bullish Gallagher brothers? Any advice?
I don't know where to go with that. Well, one of the things with the Gallaghers is you want to go and see their shows, though, don't you? So I don't know. I've got nothing. Help me out, guys.
What do you got, Parrot? You're on your own, Nate.
Oh,
No question wasn't directed towards me.
thanks.
Hey, you're on the hot seat, man.
Yeah, apparently I am. I genuinely don't know what to do with that. So,
all right, we're gonna leave that. Thank you, Stories YT. Today, Odious doubles down, says that story makes me want to buy yourself on top of your art, Nate. Beautiful, truly beautiful.
Oh, that means a lot. Thank you very much, Odious. I can tell you some other things if you like.
Bring it.
We're here for it. I'm happy dropping secrets today.
Nice.
It's fun. So there's going to be a one-of-one option piece that's going to have a print come with it with the augmented reality. There's going to be 2 editions of 10, which are silent auctions.
Mm-hmm.
And they also all come with prints which have the augmented reality aspect. Then there are going to be 4 open editions at different price points. And anytime anyone collects one of the 5 pieces that have a soundtrack to it, they're also going to have the option to download the full track.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we created like full soundtracks, like a full song for each of the 5 pieces that have music, the animated pieces. And so they're short loops as far as what's attached to the NFT. They're probably go from somewhere between 30 to 45 seconds or whatever. And then so if you collect one of those pieces, you can also download the full track.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the music a little bit more? I'm curious. What instruments do you play, and what was? I know you said you worked with your friend, went to the studio, but did you dive in that a little bit deeper?
Yeah, for sure. Love to. So my mate Peter, or I'll call him Reggie because that's how I refer to him. He has been in many bands and written songs for some of the best artists and musicians in the world. So really honoured to call him friend and be able to go into his studio. So he really helped me with the melodic direction of all of this. I say just a drummer. I'm a drummer. So that's my thing. So I guess I would have music directed the project, and he got on the keys and sculpted some beautiful pieces related to the art. So he had all of the artwork and was making pieces specifically for an artwork.
Cool.
And then I jumped on the kit and sort of helped bring, the song form together and put my stamp on it, I guess, because that was really crucial to me to be part of every part of this. So, yeah, that's how it went down. We did it over the space of a few weeks, but I did the drum recording all in one day.
Nice.
5 parts. And then we mixed it up and put it together, and it's happening, and I'm so excited about it.
Cool. That sounds awesome, man. I'm really looking forward to hearing what that all sounds like. I love the idea of, looking at a piece of art and then thinking, what does this sound like?
Yeah, absolutely. And if I could, I would love to have the skills to have done every single part of that myself. But there's no one I would trust more than to bring that artistic vision of the pieces, the visuals, into song form more than Reggie. So he was the man for the job for me, and he did it absolutely perfectly. Every time he sent me a track, like without fail, it was just perfect. Like,
awesome.
it was, yeah, no, it's I couldn't be more stoked with how it came together.
Awesome, man. Yeah, cannot wait to hear those.
Thanks, man. You can check out one of the short loops now. When I posted a thread about the story behind the pieces yesterday on Twitter, one of the pieces is up and it's got the music attached to it. So,
and for anyone who doesn't know, right, Nate Hill Photo. That's Twitter handle.
Yep. And
just
Instagram,
in case.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like that. And on Instagram, I'm just Nate Hill.
Really quick, if that's cool with everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, I feel like I'm getting risky today with these screen shares.
Let's do it. Let's live on the edge.
I know. It worked.
Yes.
I'm gonna start this over, play with some sound.
So that's the short loop there.
Very beautiful, man. Very
nice.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be. Oh, getting some nice comments there too. That Blap said it was captivating. Thank you so much. Odious is still there. It's Odious's kind of track, so that's nice to know as well.
That's nice. You said you're doing the drums in that?
Yep.
Yeah, really cool. I think when you said that you were playing drums, and I was expecting I don't know what I was expecting, but the like, I don't know if those are the toms or just the boom 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 boom.
Yep.
Very, very nice, man. It's super tranquil.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I was going to say that about the soundtrack in general. There are some a little bit more upbeat moments, and especially for the full tracks, there is I get a little bit more into the playing. But it's important for me, just like when you're creating a piece of art, that it suits the vibe. It suits what you're doing. So I was never going to overplay anything just for the sake of smacking out the drums. But yeah, I'm really proud of what's going to be put out there. So it's nice to know that people are enjoying it so far, just from that little snippet.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, if people want to download the full tracks, it's going to be nice music to have just playing while you're doing something, perhaps while you're creating some art.
Nate, how do you frame that? How do you frame the music that accompanies the art? You know, I think a big question nowadays that people are wondering about is like, you know, do you plan on releasing it elsewhere? Does it live just with the art? Is it somewhere in between? I think people are starting to ask those kinds of questions and are just genuine. Not that any direction is bad, just genuinely curious about what your plans are with that.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I would just love people to hear it. So I guess I might put it up somewhere for people to be able to find. I like the idea of that. I like the idea that once you've created something, that you put it out there and it can have a life of its own.
Yeah.
But, you know, like why hide it away just for yourself? Like, it's something that you can share. So I hadn't thought much far past being able to offer full tracks to people who collect the art. Because again, I guess in this space, I think we're still figuring out stuff and what is okay, as far as I created this specifically for this drop, and like, how do collectors feel then about the music being a separate entity? So I'm still learning, and I would love to hear feedback from anyone that's willing to give it on things like that. But I like the idea of it being able to be found and listened to and enjoyed. So I guess that's where I would come out with this particular project.
And in this case, it's interesting too, because regardless of what you do with it, and you know, if it is out there for mass consumption in any form, I think the really interesting mental aspect for me is that you created it with the art in mind, right?
Yeah.
So even if even if millions upon millions of people, take the track in and experience the track and sit with the track, I like the story that you created your art, you observed your art, and then you created the track with that in mind. I think that's a value add for me, knowing that, because I think there are circumstances. And listen, not taking anything away, there are so many viable paths out there. So please, when I'm highlighting something, doesn't mean I'm detracting from something else. But there are plenty of other paths where you see a unique bit of music that's been created and is then brought in to be paired with art, and that's wonderful too. But as I'm listening to you speak, the fact that you created it for the art, to me personally, is a story I love.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with all of that. I think there's value to be able to add to art with the music, whether it be something that was purpose built or not. As long as it creates a mood and it adds to the art, as opposed to just it's something that you're doing for the sake of adding music.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I felt was important for me. It was something I had always wanted to do, but I didn't do with my first drop. But it's something that I love doing. We talked about this in our original Origin Stories, Rod. But I've created an album of music that I've released on vinyl before, and that was all created based around my art as well. So it's something that's personally I want to continue doing. It's something that I will keep doing because I love playing music. I love creating and writing songs. To have a song just come up out of thin air when you're in a room with other musicians, that's magical to me, and I love that. And in the same way of creating some art where you've got a blank canvas and then something is created out of that. There's something magical about it. So combining them it's huge for me. I love it.
Definitely, man.
And Nate, one of the stories that definitely hit me during the Origin Stories interview, and something you referenced earlier in terms of the getaway and art creation during a tough time, but maybe that wonderful artwork over your right shoulder. That one. Yep, that's the one.
Keep staring at it.
Yeah. Well, long story short, again, I made that for my dad, who was a lover of the ocean and surfing, and I create art for him for his birthday every year and the anniversary of his passing, and it's just a way that he can live on. He lives on with us anyway, as you all know. When you lose people you love, they live on with you. But this is just something that's personal to me, to be able to do something that has a legacy, I guess, that's out there in the world, and that directly relates to my dad. It's pretty special for me.
Yeah, always. Anytime you're in that room, Nate. Anytime, I'm always gravitating to over your shoulder. Not that I don't want to look at you, but that beautiful artwork back there.
I'm good with people looking at that. That's totally fine.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous piece, man. I've been staring at that this whole podcast pretty much.
Thank you so much. That's that particular print too is done on a silver canvas, and it's really hard for you to see, just via video here. But it really shimmers in the light, and it's just one of my favorite things ever.
Reflections on it.
Yeah.
So Nate, speaking of the NFT space, figuring it out real time, as you mentioned earlier with the music, we have an opinion from Taurus27. He said he wouldn't resell the track, just make it available, ? Reselling the track separately he sells with the NFT is questionable, just one opinion. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I wouldn't have made it for sale personally. Mm-hmm. So I love the idea of it being out there, but I would definitely give it away or just have it streamable somewhere like SoundCloud or whatever. I wouldn't sell it. So I'm okay with that comment for sure. And the more I sort of think about it, and if you guys think so too, I think it could be cool to just put it up somewhere after the drop and make it available to listen to. Yeah, and even for just trying to put myself in the position, it's like having the NFT and having that track streamable somewhere else, and even in a description to that track, pointing back essentially and saying, this music was created as a vehicle or companion with blank artwork. That's a really it's a really wonderful thing.
Yeah, cool. I think the one of the things is whether you're adding value to what you're doing as well. I think that's something that I try and keep in mind. So with this second drop on Nifty, I feel honoured to have the opportunity. And so coming off my first one, I wanted to add value. So that's why I wanted to craft music for it, and I wanted to have the prints that have the augmented reality, because I just want to be able to offer something to people that is valuable, that is something that that is worth holding on to, that you want to reach out and be a little bit of a part of. So I think that if the tracks are then something that points back to the art, then that's probably something that adds value. I'm not sure. I don't know whether you guys would agree with that.
From a purely selfish perspective, I just want to listen to the full tracks.
Yeah.
Nice.
but I agree with that, because it's crafted into the story of the audio, the story of the music, that the fact that it originates from the art itself, I think is a special thing. It's a special thing. It is a value add, in my opinion.
Cool. That's good to know. Well, there you go. I'm leaning towards putting it up somewhere, guys.
Hey, Parrot, do you think, can we threaten your Chrome one more time and maybe pull up the images from Nate's first drop on Nifty, because it has one of my favorite artworks of all time?
Sure, let's take a stab at it.
And I think it's a collision course between someone who we referenced today. I think Brandon Kang may very well be one of the 3 owners of this very, very special artwork.
I think you might be right. Brandon's been a awesome supporter of my work.
All right, let's see what tab it is real quick.
I think I bought an NFT off Brandon on Nifty too, just to add to our relationship. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Nice. We're on a good run today with this.
Yes.
Excellent. Touch wood.
Very cool. Which collection was the one you're referencing?
So the top is the open, so the one below that, the second line. Yeah. And the artwork that I'm referencing is the one and only, or the one of 3, I guess I should say, in the pocket.
In the pocket.
Very cool.
I just think that artwork blows me away every single time.
Makes me want to go surfing.
What's that? What you say, Greg?
I said it makes me want to go surfing. I've never been surfing before, but that looks awesome.
I'm not sure you'd want to do that your first time out, but that's another one that effectively made for my dad, that piece. And that was a photo I took at a place called Winky Pop, which is right next door to Bells Beach, which is one of the more famous beaches in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's along a stretch of coastline is called the Great Ocean Road. And if you don't know about this, then definitely worth a Google. And if you ever visit Australia and you're in Victoria, you want to drive along the Great Ocean Road. It's one of the most spectacular places on the planet.
Hey, speaking real quick of Australia, shout out GT Sewell. Hey, legends.
GT.
And says, what is it? Winky Pop? Winky Pop?
Yeah,
that's how.
Yeah, Winky Pop.
He says, love Winky Pop. So thanks for tuning in today, GT. You got a very special shout out on the Lush Sucks origin story, just giving GT Sewell some shine from everything I've ever seen. A wonderful human being, and doing some really, really great stuff in Australia.
Yep, I want to add to that. He's absolute legend. Has really made a point of making a real community in Melbourne for the NFT crypto kind of community. Yeah, he's absolute just champion. The first time you meet him, it's like you've been best mates with him forever. He's just one of those guys that's such an awesome bloke. So massive shout out, GT, champion. Love ya.
And Brandon Kang Film says, wish I got the auction piece too for this drop, but glad Philip got it as well. Shout out Philip.
Yeah.
How good is In the Pocket, Parrot? How good is that?
Really good, man. I was getting lost in it and almost forgot that this started with a photo that you took, right?
Yeah, correct.
Just I feel like adds to it so much. Like it's cool to see photography and your style of photography and everything that you do turning into these like epic pieces of work, because I don't see that much photography out here in the NFT space yet. I know it's coming. I know there's some awesome photographers out there, but in my mind, you're like the dude who took the photography medium and paved a way through the NFT space. So
that would be a huge honor if that is actually the case. But it's something that I've been a landscape photographer and been in love with photography for the longest time. Like I studied it at university, learnt the darkroom arts, all of that kind of stuff. So to be able to take, like, it's the full scope thing. So for me to be able to create digital manipulations, but through my photography it's what I love to do, and I'm so stoked that it's something that people are interested in and that they like looking at and that you can get lost in. Those are all things that that warms my heart to hear that kind of stuff. So I'm really wrapped.
And I think this is one of those pieces of art that I have this growing hit list in my mind. It's probably right now it's like 5 artworks long, and this is one of them. And it's just like just writing down, keeping like that list on the wall of artworks that I'm coming back for one day. It's like go do some big things. Wait until the moment is right, and In the Pocket is on the hit list. So
that's such an honor, man. Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot.
Yeah, man. It sounds like I'm gonna have to come after like Brandon or Philip. It's a long list, so I'll have to find a way one of these days. By the way, to add a photography legend to the very, very small list of those who are lighting up the NFT space with brilliance, Nate Hill, you are one of those. Another one of those is JN Silva.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Right. So JN Silva origin story this week. They are dropping tonight alongside Thank You X. Just want to make sure that shout out is made too. But it's a very short list of epic photographers who are finding these incredible ways to bring photography to light.
I feel like it's only going to grow. Like photography will definitely come into the space more. I'm absolutely sure of that. So, and you are seeing it more. Like as I look through some platforms like Bitsky and Zora, I think you're seeing a bit more just photography. And when I say just photography, obviously that's not to any way diminish it. It's photography. So not digital manipulations of photography. It's photography. So, and I love that. So that makes me happy to see. And I will support that as much as I can. Another one I want to shout out is Sean Mundy. He's a fine art photographer who does, he really sets up his shots really thoughtfully. He has digital manipulations as well. So, but he does some awesome stuff and definitely worth looking up. So he's on Super Rare, and I think he's on some other platforms as well. Cool. But Sean Mundy, worth a look in the sort of fine art photography and manipulations kind of vibe as well. He's another one to look out for.
Is that Mundy?
Let me just double check that. I think so. I'll just have a little quick look on my Twitter as well.
Sure. And while you do that, let's see. Riley doubles down, says Bitsky is getting a ton of photographers in right now. And then GT Sewell also doubles down, says it's definitely a beautiful piece. I think referring to In the Pocket, and love that Nate is helping pave the way for photographers to find their lost income in the past 5 years.
It blows my mind that when you say things like paves the way, I still can't fathom that. But that's an honor. If people are saying things like that, that's an honor. But that blows my mind a little bit. I kind of don't know how to deal with that.
It's true. It's true though. I mean, it's like anybody who had a drop on Nifty Gateway, months ago and has been in this space, for even just several months. I think it really truly cements that person as an early adopter of NFT. I know, hey, listen, there are legends, there are OGs, there are early adopters that were here since 2018. One of my favorite examples, Parrot, that maybe one of the first times we ever synced up on Twitter. One of the OG legends, Peter Moerbacher, had NFTs out since, I think, it's 19, 18, 18 in that range. Crazy stuff. So it's like a separate shout out to the early adopters. But Nate Hill, you are an early adopter. You are paving the way. And yeah, you were one of those first photographers pushing the envelope here.
That's an honor. That's an honor. And just to backtrack a little bit, Sean Mundy is Sean Mundy Photo on Twitter, and it is MUNDY.
Perfect.
So, and Sean SEAN.
Yep, correct.
Cool.
So shout out to Sean. I've been a fan of his work. I own a print of his that I have up in my house.
Nice.
Very, very cool stuff.
Sean Mundy, good stuff.
Yeah.
Four works right now on Super Rare.
Yeah, he does some great stuff. Well worth a look. I'm glad you brought up JN before, and thank you, X, because I will be at that drop grabbing a piece. The day after my first drop on Nifty, I bought one of their pieces from their first drop. So it holds a special place in my collection, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of both those guys as artists, but as humans as well. So I think that's going to be a very special drop. I heard a little whisper that JN was going to shave his head if they broke a record tonight. just putting it out there. I don't know.
Well, now we have to hold him to it.
That's right. Yeah. Come on, JN. Oh man. Let's see. Tourist 27 Sidetrack. Has Parrot done an origin story? If not, when? And would love to hear more about his background.
Hello.
Yep. Parrot, 1 week soon. We've heard a lot of the people have spoken. I think we need to flip. We'll 1 week we'll earmark. I'll do your origin story. You do mine. We'll release them and we can answer all those questions.
I love that.
That sounds good to me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's something I've been thinking about. I was like, I guess no one really knows about art origin stories that much.
Yeah. And we want to hear these things, people.
Right now we're playing the anonymous ninja roles in the NFT space.
I like that. And you're shining a light on some amazing artists, so it's a cool thing.
Like yourself, Nate, like yourself. And speaking of that, GTC Well says, typical humble intrinsic artist, take it and run with it. You deserve it. You deserve the praise. We're going to make our goal today is to make Nate Hill as uncomfortable as possible before we let it
go. Goal achieved. Well done.
Let's keep pouring it on, people. We're doing a great job.
Seriously. Praise in the comments, please.
Yeah. Hey, I have an idea. How about Parrot want to pull up the drop tonight, the thank you X JN Silva. And what I actually would love to do with this, Nate Hill, do you want to take us into your mind as you take a look at JN's photography and what thank you X and that collab has done with it?
All right. We'll dive into you want to do open editions or the auctions first? I'll leave that.
Let's look at everything. The open, I saw with their trailer, one of these open pieces is just unbelievable. Yeah, so look at that shot. It is a beautiful shot. So you take the cubes out of that, and it's still a stunning shot. And then we've got Thank You X's beautiful artwork on the cubes, and then they explode towards us.
Cool.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous shot.
It is a gorgeous shot. And I think that's what you're looking for is, for me, with My Twisted Landscapes, I love the idea that the original photo pre-manipulated could stand alone as something that people would want on their wall as well.
Right. It's
Um,
like cooking a good meal. All the ingredients just got to be great.
100%. Now check this out.
This is cool.
That's mad.
Wow.
I love that. That's my favorite part. There's the quick zoom, the quick zoom to that perspective.
Oh, that loops.
Oh.
It loops perfect. That's so brilliant.
Yeah.
This is at Miami, right?
Yep.
Mate. So there's that stunning shot that you could hang on your wall anyway.
Yep.
From JN, and this unbelievable explosion of art.
I'm trying to see what the other art hanging on the walls is in that hallway.
I'm 100% positive they would be Thank You X's
Yep.
as well.
That's right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And
That's
then again here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
very cool.
Even the floor texture is interesting. Like
Uh-huh.
it's like every loop. First, it's like what's the artwork? It's Thank You X's. Then it's what's the floor texture looking like? How's that interact with the colors? There's so much there.
We've all been in a hotel with that kind of carpet, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And
That's mind blowing for me. I love that.
It's gonna
So
be a big drop tonight.
Big drop. So those are the two opens, and then we have a silent and an auction.
Yep. Let's have a look at those. So more Miami. Oh yeah, this was in the trailer as well.
Yep.
Look at that.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. And again, look at that stunning aerial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how do you get a photo like that? Is that from another building? A drone?
Well, those guys, when they were on, were talking about some of the aerial photography that JN has done, hanging out of helicopters and doing some
Oh, no way.
stuff like that. Like they were telling the story behind one of the New York shots, how it was so perfectly straight down. They said that they got up, that JN got up in the helicopter, and he essentially gave the instructions to bank the helicopter at a certain time. And he said he was just leaning out. It was like an open door, and he was leaning out and just putting his camera straight down to capture that aerial.
Wow.
For sure.
Anything for the shot, people. Anything for the shot.
Yeah, right.
But what I love so much about these guys is the experimentation with angles and perspectives. You have the low to ground shot, you have straight on shots, you have directly overhead. It's just all of these interesting perspectives, and then the foreground background, slowing this down and having that colorful raindrop fall close to the camera, then panning. I don't know. Very, 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 I'm not using any technical terminology at all, but I think you get the gist of what I'm saying here.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure. I want to know about if this was originally a video, because the waves are moving.
The waves are moving. There's some clouds moving in the background.
Yep.
But then I'm looking over at the boat that's over in here. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse.
Yeah.
And that's still. So I'm wondering if this is a photo or a video. And very, very cool. I forget what's
Isn't
that?
that awesome? The fact that we're diving in and we've got these questions about it. That's what you want as an artist.
Makes you look at it and really take it in for a long time.
The flag moving on the building.
Yeah. I just noticed this, as you said that, I was just looking at the same thing, that flag is billowing on the foreground building.
Yeah.
And hey, how about in the background? Is that another Thank You X cube rotating on the roof?
I just saw that. Saw that as well.
Yeah. So much to what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Very, very cool.
And then we got one more left. And in the interim, while we pull up that auction piece, GT Sewell, Nate, you motivated this man. Something you may not have known is I was a pop art photographer, sold my kit to buy my house years ago, but you've motivated me to get back into it and start minting my photography.
So cool.
GT Sewell, when you do that, whenever that is, come on Origin Stories. Let's go.
Yes.
Come on Origin Stories.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. And I've heard enough. The legend has grown. The legend of GT has grown. So would love to make that happen.
And I want to say so it's on record here too that I would love to do a collaboration with GT as well. So let's get some of this stuff happening, please.
Love that. Love that so much.
Look at this, Miami. This is iconic Miami for me, being an Aussie and not having been there. I'm picturing Miami Beach whenever someone says Miami. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that's-
one's great too.
yeah,
I think this is a great final auction piece. So colorful.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just look at it and you start looking at all the painting on the building and then the drips.
Yep.
the
Is that
people
an
in the
Is that an
background.
Ethereum Easter egg on that flag?
it is.
Yeah, it sure is. And actually, just reeling it back real fast, I saw another Ethereum Easter egg in the open edition, right here at the top of the bridge.
Oh, well, wait a second.
Boom.
Wait. All right, I think we have to go back to the other pieces now. Is it something that is in every piece? Is the next question on my mind?
That is so good. I can't believe you saw that. That's unreal.
Nice, Garrett. Good eye. Good eye. By the way, GTC haha, would love to, but I'm surprisingly camera shy. Listen,
What?
I hope you saw Lush Sucks. All you need to do is throw up a background of a pink hair and bowed Chad, and we'll do a 70-minute interview. And that's just fine. So maybe you can snag one of Lush Sucks's Chads, and we'll do it, and you can stay visually anonymous.
I can't believe that from GT though. Like he's just like he's full of life when you meet him in person. Like he's all go, amazing to chat to. So the camera shy thing, that surprises me a little bit, but I don't think you'll have any trouble getting some stories out of him.
So are we on the Easter egg hunt? We're doing it.
Yeah,
Maybe on one of the picture frames, or the squares on the floor, the cubes on the floor. I'm wondering.
Yeah. Or is there a flag in that final
Oh.
shot?
Right.
I don't see one.
But how good is this? So now we're diving.
We're
in.
searching though.
We're deep diving. Yeah, I
I
don't
do
know.
not see one.
I don't see one in that, but like they could be sneaky.
But they could be sneaky. They've been sneaky so far.
Yeah. But there was one in the other. Oh, was there one in this one?
I don't think so, unless if there's this flag is a non-Ethereum flag, but I do like how there's flags in the majority of these.
Yeah. Yeah. Such a cool drop. Massive congrats to those guys. I already know that this is going to go huge.
Yeah, I sure will.
We got Wow and Slime Sunday tomorrow, right?
Sorry?
Say again?
Blau and Slime Sunday tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are dropping. Yep.
That's gonna be another big one.
Another huge shout out. I said this on my Origin stories, but Blau, Justin is the guy that got me in to this world. So I've got nothing, but he holds a special place in my heart, that man. Nothing but love and respect for Justin and what he's done and what he continues to do.
Yeah, man, he's a great. Speaking of pioneers and leaders in the space, he's I've just done so much for everybody.
Yeah, totally a giver too. I was in a clubhouse room where he was buying people's first pieces.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
Yeah, so he'd set aside, I think it was something in the line of, forgive me if I'm wrong, but $30,000,
I think you're right. Yeah.
and was just having people up on the stage in a clubhouse, and they were sharing links to their first, so there was all people that hadn't made a sale before.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was buying a bunch of Genesis pieces and giving people their first sales, and that was such a cool thing just to witness him giving back like that, and just like it's life changing, that kind of stuff. So I mean,
Really
that's pretty wild. So hats off.
the when the ecosystem does that, it's the best. It's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually makes me get a little bit emotional.
Yeah.
Like it's so amazing.
That's
And
you know. Okay.
I was just going to say he got me my start, so like I can't help but be emotionally attached. So
And you said you had said he purchased the artwork over your shoulder, right? That was one that he.
yes. So that's I did a drop on a platform called Block Party, who are about to do a relaunch of their whole platform, and so that was a drop. That was a edition of 3, and he bought one of the 3 there. And that's his second piece of mine that he owns because he bought my Genesis piece on Super Rare as well.
Cool. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Especially when you fast forward and you see, you know, it's 2 trailblazers in their own right, but you kind of see how one, you know, kickstarted another and then purchased the other's Genesis, and then several months pass, and then you see that both, meaning himself obviously, and then yourself, Nate, both have made strides and made waves, and then you recap that history, right? You go back in time and you see how one thing led to another, to see how you're playing it forward, that you were talking about like Gentleman Bronco, for example, and then how he's doing his thing, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
Yeah, and that means a lot to me. So I've managed and been in a really unbelievably fortunate position to be able to hand out some invites to some of my favorite digital artists to jump on platforms and start their NFT journeys, and that feels so right to me to be able to open up that world to people that I admire the art of. Sort of blows my mind a little bit, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love that, and we'll continue to do it, and we'll continue to buy artists' work. Artists supporting artists is a hashtag that keeps going around, and it's like, you know, like that's completely right to me. It works.
And GTC well in here again says artists supporting artists mentally has always been prevalent in real life, but within the crypto art realm, they can now support financially. Also, it is game changing. It is game changing. And actually, to connect the dots here, something we didn't shout out today. Odious says, "Weight off my shoulders." Actually, sorry. First, GTC well says he saw that about the Lush Sucks backdrop of the chat. He says he'll hit him up to grab one. But then today, Odious checks in. Odious with the recent face reveal to go along with that silky smooth voice, and he says, "Weight off my shoulders. You just got to jump in the deep end."
Hey, nice. And then there was the Odious had the really sweet alternate profile pic, the punk kind of styled profile pic that went up too, which I loved. That was cool.
Did he do those for all of you?
He did. Yep. Me, Fuo, and Jonathan Wolf, and Odious. Very cool. What a gem. What a gem Odious is.
Can I say massive congrats on that drop too, Parrot? That was something else. That was
what a week. What a week it's been.
Amazing. I can only imagine how cool it was pulling all of that together. Seeing some of those behind the scene videos of you guys working together, that it looked like something that you just want to be part of. I wanted to be there. Like,
yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. No matter what happened last week, I think just the whole experience of the 4 of us working together and becoming friends and chatting, and it was all just such an amazing experience. And then we were all on a Zoom call during the drop. Fuo was over at my house, and we were just like, it feels weird that it's over now, you know?
yeah. Need another one to look forward to.
Yeah, we got something else in the works for sure.
I love that. There we go. Sneaking secrets in there. Can I ask you what it is like to be in the same room as Fuo? Because from every video that you see and everything that you kind of learn from a distance, what an infectious, amazing person.
Fuo's like that in real life for sure. Like just absolute amazing, awesome, bright person.
Yeah.
Like, every time I hang out with Fuo, I'm just in a great mood.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Just so full of life. Like, is it that energy all of the time?
Pretty much, man. I mean, definitely more so when there's excitement involved.
Yeah,
like that's genuine excitement you see on the camera for sure.
Yeah, I don't. You can't fake that stuff.
That's exactly what Victor's like in real life when he's excited.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone obviously has different levels of that throughout the day and stuff. But it's Fibo is definitely a one of a kind person.
Yeah, comes across that way. Amazing.
Guys, did we do it?
I think so.
I think we've done it.
I swear I looked at the clock. It was 4:21, and now it's 5:05. I don't know. Well, all Eastern time, of course, but I don't know. That means we got in there. We got in a groove and put our heads down. And hey, that's the best when time flies like that.
Yeah, love it. That was cool.
It was a fun one for sure.
So let's see. Today is Thursday. Let's frame this up. Thursday, 4 short days away. On Monday, the 15th of March, this man Nate Hill has a drop on Nifty Gateway, bringing music into the equation, custom tracks for the artworks, some AR prints are involved. I believe you said you have some more info coming out on Twitter, Nate Hill photo later today, and then I'm sure as we get closer to the drop date as well.
Yep, correct. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the kind words and everyone in the comments. I feel a little bit overwhelmed at some of the things that are said. And it's just, I feel very privileged and honored to have this opportunity. So I want to thank you guys, and ahead of time, thank Nifty for having me again too. Yes.
Love it. Today, Otis, we love you, Nate. GTC, well, I'm going to DM you about that one. We're not going to get into that one right now, but we touched on it this morning. We will touch on it more. I promise you. I will touch base with you. We'll have more to come on that front. Today, Otis got my tickets to your drop. We'll see, Nate. We will see you on Monday.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Brandon Kang, you watched the whole episode. I appreciate that, man.
Brandon Kang. What a savage, Brandon Kang. NFT dropping in your wallet later today.
Today. Awesome, guys. Great episode. And we'll be back next Thursday doing the same thing. I'm sure we got some awesome origin stories coming out next week as well. Big things. The train keeps on moving.
Train keeps on moving. I promise we have some good ones around the corner.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Thank you, everybody.